We have important details and answers to your questions on two big stories tonight. Canada's new precautions against Ebola and the shape of Canada's military campaign against ISIS. The head of Canada's spy agency says while the extremist threat is very real in Canada, it is not imminent. The message differs from what the Prime Minister said as recently as Friday. He told Parliament ISIS has specifically targeted Canada and Canadians. Top security officials do agree that Canadians who have gone overseas to fight with ISIS are now back in this country, and that's a looming issue. Senior correspondent Terry Malefsky has more. Terry?
Well, Wendy, the spectre of foreign fighters, including Canadians, going to war in Iraq or Syria, then returning to sow havoc here at home, is proving to be a real challenge to those who are supposed to stop them.
We are coming and we will destroy you.
By the official count, some 130 Canadians have joined the fight, and maybe more.
We're here with the soldiers of Bashar. You can see them now digging their own graves in the very place where they were stationed.
Today, the FBI said it had plenty of tips about this video of an Islamic State fighter with a North American accent bragging about killing Syrian soldiers. The FBI wants to know who he is.
This is the end that they face.
But even when you do know who the fighters are, it's not a simple matter to deal with them. Canada's security bosses testified today that they have dozens of returning extremists on their radar.
We have about 63 active national security investigations on 90 individuals who are related to the traveling group, both people who intend to go or people who have returned and have been referred to us by the service.
So what's being done about them? The minister responsible says they'll go to jail.
I can confirm for Canadians that as we speak, the RCMP is investigating these individuals and will seek to put them beyond bars where they belong.
But that may be easier said than done. The director of CSIS said many of them are not really fighters.
We're not talking about 80 people who fought in Iraq and Syria, and we're not necessarily talking about people who were directly involved in terrorist activity, in planning terrorist activities. We have Canadians in Afghanistan, Pakistan, in Yemen, in Lebanon, in the Sahel, in the Maghreb, that are involved in terrorist-related activities, but it could be fundraising, could be propaganda.
Still, Coulombe said that 80 have returned to Canada, and that's not just a guess.
It's a firm number that we're aware of, and yes, we know where they are.
But that left the opposition wondering why so many suspects are still on the streets.
It doesn't make sense if, in fact, they're guilty of a crime. So it's as simple as that.
I have to ask the question, why haven't they been charged? Why haven't they been arrested?
The minister, Stephen Blaney, merely said that the police are working hard on that. But the fact is, it's complicated trying to prosecute people for just preaching or raising money. So knowing who they are is not the same as putting them behind bars. One other note tonight, Wendy, NBC News is reporting that Canadian authorities have picked up a terror plot against a Canadian shopping mall and or American targets here, such as the U.S. Embassy. However, the CSIS director testified today that he knew of no imminent attack. Wendy.
Thanks so much, Terry. Terry Malefsky.